don't realize this, but Kona the Wonder Puppy is a voracious, deranged killer. This week on an all-new Big Dave and Company podcast, Mike Alicious and I take the plunge with a Mick wedding, and I think we'd like to have that with some Coca-Cola. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Big Dave and Company podcast, coming to you almost live from the Gigabyte Systems studios here on the 8th floor of the worldwide headquarters. I am, of course, Big Dave. With me, my usual company, the lovely Emily, Cumberbund from the FCC, Kona the Wonder Puppy, who you can probably hear in the background, all of the unpaid interns, and Mike Alicious, my technical producer and Kentucky Derby specialty hat maker.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Actually, I did.
Where do you find the time?
I did an apprenticeship with Bob's House of Wigs haberdashery.
Sure.
And he pretty much taught me everything I needed to know.
Wow. Well, that's cool. So
I'm not like master level.
So what? So are you going to make any hats for this year's Derby?
I plan on making a bunch. Yeah.
Do you think anyone will buy them?
Probably not. They're not very good.
Don't you have to
And
get
they're very
specially
expensive.
commissioned?
I don't know.
Don't they call you up and say,
I didn't
need
know
a
that.
hat for the Derby?
That could be.
I want it to look like Bart Simpson making love to a mint julep.
Maybe that's why I haven't got any
Flowers.
sold any hats yet.
That could be.
Do you
Good
want to
luck
buy?
with
Do you want to buy a hat?
I'm not going to the Kentucky Derby.
Why not? Usually do.
Yeah, but I don't wear a hat.
Usually
I'm a guy,
sail your corporate yacht right into Kentucky,
which is hard.
which is very hard.
Does not fit under most of the
No.
bridges on the Ohio River.
No.
So I have to lift it over them with a massive helicopters. Like 58 helicopters come in.
But you do it.
But I do it.
Spare no expense.
No. I got to arrive in style. And I wear a top hat and tails. I don't need to
Wow.
have Yeah.
I could make you a top hat.
Yeah?
Probably.
I can just get one at Bob's House of Wigs and Haberdashery.
You could.
Well, good luck with that. I hope you sell lots of
Thanks.
hats.
It's not going real well.
Well, you got to start somewhere. So, we have a great podcast this week. Did you know that?
I did know that.
A great podcast lined up for you. We'll get to that in a minute. First, I should tell you all of this and more brought to you by Morningwood Estates. Call or go online right now for details on the Morningwood Estate Winter Snowball. It's not what you think. Help Morningwood Estate set a record by creating the largest snowball. On February 20th, that's this coming Sunday, they're going to be trying to set that record. It's only $7 admission, so call or go online, find out how to get your tickets to the Morningwood Estate Winter Snowball.
Wake up with
Morningwood.
Morningwood.
All right.
That doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
No, make it a big snowball, and you have to pay $7 to do it.
Yeah.
I'd expect nothing less from the good folks
true.
up at
That's
Morningwood
true. I don't
Estate.
even know why I'm surprised anymore.
So, anyway, what else is going on? Oh, I suppose we should read the news. Hey, we always start with the news.
Well, it's a little early for the news. Normally we have some witty banter and some hilarity first, but
You were being a VIP. You were too busy.
I was TXTing.
You're
I'm sorry.
TXTing on your phone.
Are we not doing the funny stuff this week?
I don't know.
Because we could probably cut out at least a good 38 seconds out of our entire podcast if we just didn't do the funny.
If we didn't do the funny, it would just be a normal podcast.
Well,
is what it would be.
No, because some we usually can slip in 30 good seconds of
I'll
funny
tell you
stuff.
something that I hate. Let me tell you something I hate real quick.
Okay.
I hate the fucking Twilight series, okay?
I'm with you on
And
that.
the whole vampire thing.
I agree.
Hate it. I
Where
wish it
does
would just
where
go
does
away.
Where does that come from? Is your significant other, is she like into it?
No. I just wanted
'Cause
to know that I
mine
hate
is.
it, and it's stupid, and I wish it would go away forever. And all these little kids who think they're vampires can suck my schwanz.
Right.
But it's finally...
No, that's creepy. That statement alone is creepy.
But it's finally gone into the criminal realm. And we're going to hear about that in our news article now. It's time for the news.
Boy, that was a great segue.
That was like banter and segue.
All of a sudden I was like segued and I didn't even know it. It was
I know.
like a sneak
You
attack.
had no idea.
Wow, good job.
I'm good.
That was a long setup too for that segue.
I know,
And
for
you
the-
planned
just for
that
the news.
as soon as you started talking, didn't you? Wow.
As soon as you told me that we had no witty banter,
You're a
I said we're going to
professional.
banter in here.
You're a professional.
This comes from the South Florida Sun Sentinel.
Okay.
Authorities, this is from Marathon
First of all,
Florida.
I was just thinking about this because
Marathon Flock.
we've had other Florida stories before.
Sure.
And it seems like if we'd like charted a graph on which states
Whoa, you're
we've
talk-
talked about the most, Florida's
Yep.
probably top 5, I bet.
I would suspect so.
Is Kona destroying the
She's
studio
destroying
again?
the studio. Everything.
Just whack her. You just got to whack her on the head.
Tried to take my article away. I was just about to read you.
Yeah, dog ate your article? Sure.
From Marathon, Florida, via the Associated Press. From the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Authorities say a Florida teen has told police that bite marks on her body came from Twilight-inspired vampire role-playing, not from someone who attacked her while she was out jogging, or yogging, as it's been called.
It's a soft J.
The South Florida Sun Sentinel reports that the Monroe County Sheriff's Office has charged the 15-year-old girl with making a false report. Authorities say that the girl is a fan of the vampire-based Twilight movies and books. The Sheriff's Office says the girl had engaged in fantasy biting with a 19-year-old man in August.
Now, that sounds fun.
And worried her mother would see the marks. So she told her mother she'd been attacked while jogging.
Yogging.
When deputies couldn't find evidence of the attack, the girl eventually revealed what really happened. No charges have been filed against the 19-year-old man.
Of course not.
Because they're all like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bold strategy, 15-year-old girl. Obviously, our high schoolers aren't that bright. That lady who wrote the blog.
I didn't know she was 15.
Yeah,
I thought she
read
was
it.
like 18.
No, a 15-year-old girl.
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
I know, that's fine.
I just assumed.
The lady in Pennsylvania's right. Our 15-year-old's dumb, lazy, and whiny.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No.
Lady in Pennsylvania, teacher, wrote that her students were lazy and whiny and
But they probably
expected everything above, and then she got fired.
Well,
Even though she didn't name names, didn't say her district.
this
girl is obviously-
If she was in my employ, I probably would have fired her too.
This girl obviously fits in well. She's dumb. Because if you're fantasy role-playing and biting because of Twilight, first of all, you're fucking stupid.
But the 19-year-old boy didn't care what her reason was.
No.
He was just like, okay.
Second of all, if you're afraid your mom's going to find out, you don't blame it on an unknown attacker who attacked you while jogging.
Right.
I hate to break it to you, 15-year-olds getting attacked on Florida jogging trails is a serious thing.
Right.
Getting bit by some horned-up 19-year-old is pretty fucking normal.
Yeah. But it's probably, she's not even supposed to be with this boy,
I'm
et
sure
cetera,
there's
et
something.
cetera, et cetera.
Mom said stay away.
Right. Which just made it worse.
Yeah. So, that's our news. News brought to you today by our good friends at Bob's House of Wigs. Pleased to announce the opening of a third location currently in Orlando and Tampa, Florida, now opening a location in Charlotte, North Carolina. To celebrate, all Rasta and Allen Thick wigs are 1/2 off now through March 15th. That's Bob's House of Wigs. We've got you covered.
Classic tagline.
So,
Wake up with Morningwood.
no.
Oh.
We've got you covered, Bob's House of Wigs. So, you're engaged. You have a fiance. Right? That's
Yes,
true.
That is true.
That's right. Have you thought about how you're going to do the wedding yet?
We're really not going to do a ceremony.
Oh.
It's both of our second marriages,
Okay.
so we're just keeping it simple.
Let me.
We may even have you do it since you're like
I am
one
a
of your many
minister.
talents is
I have a degree in the ministerial arts
right. So
and ordination.
right. So I figure why not have Big Dave do it? I know the fee will probably be exorbitant.
Oh yeah, beyond
but
what you.
maybe we could do it right on the corporate yacht.
Ooh, that would be
Be
a good way
romantic.
for you to sneak onto the corporate yacht.
Right.
Have you considered having a McDonald's wedding?
Like through the drive-through, or
I don't know if you know this, but
with
in
like a McChicken.
certain McDonald's in Hong Kong have begun offering what they call McWeddings.
Really?
Yes. It includes, it's a package, comes for about $1,300, $1,270, and you get the following, but includes but not limited to pink invitation cards emblazoned, I suppose I should pronounce the word right, with golden arches. You get McDonald's food, of course, so it's catered by McDonald's. You get wedding gifts and decor featuring the Hamburglar and Ronald McDonald for 9,999 Hong Kong dollars. So
Why would you want
almost
to do
$1,300.
that?
Apparently, you also get you can shell out extra, rent a white balloon gown, or purchase a balloon corsage and balloon wedding cake if you want to pay extra. Apparently, a McDonald's is a place where a lot of people in Hong Kong go for dates. So a lot of people have fallen in love
Really?
at McDonald's, and
Why is it like a
and I
special
guess,
place to go?
I don't
there?
know. It must be. So they want to have their important days there in Hong Kong. This is according to Shirley Chang, who's the managing director
Holy
of
crap.
McDonald's in Hong Kong. I guess from what I hear, weddings are very expensive in Hong Kong.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a cheaper alternative. It kind of fits a niche market for people who want to get
but-
married. I never.
Is that like a number? So like normally I get like a number 3 or something.
You can go
Yeah,
to-
I want the number 12, which is the wedding.
The
package.
McWedding package.
Oh,
in the
sorry,
back.
you can't order that through the drive-through, sir.
Welcome to McDonald's Restaurant and Wedding Chapel. Here's my question:
that's
if you,
weird.
If you don't have any like people to like officiate or witness, do you think Ronald McDonald could stand in your wedding? Can you get Grimace as
What
your
if
best
Ronald
man?
McDonald actually does performs the actual ceremony?
Let's look at an example. Should
I mean,
we
they
look at
have
an
like the Hamburglar, right?
Yeah.
And Grimace, and
Would you like an example?
give me an example.
On Valentine's Day, a man threw a surprise engagement party for his girlfriend at a McDonald's that offered weddings and other formal events. And other formal events. You can have your Hong Kong bar mitzvah.
Oh my
At
god!
a-
Or
at a
your your 50th wedding anniversary.
The cake was a stack of apple pies, and the couple received a pair of commemorative crystal M rings. It was the first formal booking of this new service, but McDonald's said 2 wedding parties are confirmed for this year, and 70 other couples are in talks.
Wow!
70 in Hong Kong, which granted there's millions and millions and millions
Right.
of people, but 70 people in Hong Kong have decided.
And there's
they
only
wanna do-
one McDonald's in Hong Kong that does this.
Oh, I think there's multiple.
Oh, because I'm sure there's a shitload of McDonald's in Hong Kong. I'm sure there's not just one.
Here's the tagline at the end of this article.
So
I read
then,
this in.
so you bring your whole wedding party in there, and they have like what, Big Macs, and
Yeah, I'm guessing, and
I mean,
Royale with cheese.
right?
Yeah, and then I don't know. Maybe
Wow.
when it's done, you play in the
Maybe
playland.
Shamrock Shakes.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I had a Shamrock Shake today.
Did
It
you?
was
Are they
delicious.
out?
They're
Are
out.
they
That
out?
means spring is here. It's official.
You want to hear the tagline at the end of this article? I
Yes,
read
I
this about
do.
it. Can Ronald be your best man? If they say no, tell him it makes you grimace.
Oh God!
Terrible.
That's even
That's
dumb
terrible.
for us.
But yeah, so
It's
enjoy
lowbrow
your
for our standards.
go enjoy your McWedding.
Wow. Is that what you're gonna do? Are you gonna get married? Excuse me. You gonna get married to your significant other maybe someday?
Maybe someday.
Yeah.
Not
Would
at
you go to
McDonald's.
Hong Kong and do a McWedding?
Fuck no.
Why not?
Cause that's
It'd
lame.
be cheap, even with the flight.
$1,200.
Even
and
with
then
the
I got to
flight.
pay $4,000 to fly to
No.
Hong Kong.
Well, if you fly first class, 4,000
Well, yeah, if
person.
I'm going to wedding. I'm going to my wedding. I'm flying
you
first
could,
class.
You could just.
I'm
take
not going to
the
be like,
corporate
baby,
jet.
let's go get married. You
corporate
crashed
jet.
the corporate jet.
You don't have it fixed by now. That was weeks ago.
It has to go through the insurance process.
Oh God.
And then there's only 7 licensed
You
repair
could,
shops.
you,
They're all
well,
in
with
Seattle.
Hong Kong, you could take the corporate yacht.
I could, but I would fly
Is
over
it
there.
seaworthy, like across
Oh, yeah.
the whole Atlantic
It
Ocean?
used to be the USS Ronald Reagan.
Oh.
It's a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. I'd
well,
hope
then-
it's seaworthy for the ocean.
All right. Yeah,
No,
it
this
was
has to stay in inland
It was
waters.
decommissioned, so
It can only take this through the Columbia River Gorge. No,
I got it wedged in the Columbia River Gorge.
I think you have to fly first class, though. I'm not going to be like, hey, baby, let's go on an exotic romantic wedding, but we're going to fly coach. By the way, enjoy your middle seat.
Do you have any comprehension of how expensive first class tickets are?
Yes.
Quite expensive.
Oh, I know. Because middle seat coach tickets to Sydney are like $3,000. I'm sure first
Yeah.
class are like 15.
Yeah.
I would rather, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I might as well, if I'm going to fly to Hong Kong, I might as well go on a worldwide cruise.
Yeah,
That's
that's, not
only,
a bad
you know,
idea.
40
I'd like to, speaking of cruises, I'd like to take a cruise to
Guatemala.
to Alaska. Like doing
I think
those
that would be
Alaskan
cool, too.
cruises.
I think that would
See
be
the
neat.
whales and
I know some people have done that,
yeah,
but
that'd be kind of cool.
that would be pretty neat. Don't go in the wintertime, though.
Plus, I
would
don't like
suggest.
I don't like the cold. I don't like the hot.
I know, but
Even though
nobody
I'm
else likes
even
the
though
cold.
I'm going to the Caribbean here in a couple months or in a
You
couple
should
weeks.
you should take a cruise to northern Minnesota then.
That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Like,
And if
go
they don't
up-
have a line,
go
I'll
up
start
like
one.
the Mississippi up to
I was thinking you go up,
Up
like
to the
Lake
St.
Superior
Croix
and
and-
up through.
oh
You can go on Chairman Mao Cruise Lines. Let's start a cruise line, Chairman Mao's, the glorious
I don't
supreme
think,
leader
I
of
don't
all
think
cruise
that would
lines.
be a hit.
I think it would be great.
No, because I bet the service is shitty and I bet the food is
Cruise
worse.
northern Minnesota on Chairman Mao's.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no.
your McWedding brought to you by the Sherman General Store in Morrow, Oregon. All your needs from prime rib to roofing nails. Do you need propane? Do you need a wedding cake? Try Sherman Gas or their award-winning bakery. That's the Sherman General Store in Morrow, Oregon. Everything but the sink, and that too.
Everything but the sink, but that too.
That too,
So it's really everything,
including the kitchen.
including the kitchen sink.
sink. Anyway, what is you've been to McDonald's, right? Not for a wedding, I'm assuming. You've been to McDonald's, though.
Oh, sure, a bunch of times. In fact, I was there today.
Yeah,
get
what'd
my
you have?
Shamrock Shake.
Shamrock Shake. Do you ever get one of those like value type meals?
Sure.
Yeah. What do you usually get to drink?
Coca-Cola.
Funny you should say that.
Because you know why? Because McDonald's has the best Coca-Cola.
Funny you should say that.
Okay.
Because Coca-Cola is an American institution.
It is.
We all know Coca-Cola
It's
developed
like one of the most worldwide known brands.
Oh, yeah, more than anyone.
Right.
Developed in the 1880s by a gentleman named John Pemberton in Atlanta. We all know the history,
In
right?
Hotlanta.
Atlanta. He was like a
When
soda
it had
fountain guy,
actual
kind of-
cocaine in it.
Yes, and
coca leaves
actually had
or
alcohol
whatever.
in it at the time.
Oh, really? That I didn't know.
And the alcohol was removed in 1890 when Atlanta went dry for a little while. And then the cocaine was removed in 1904. But one of the things about the Coke is that the recipe is super secret. Because I don't know if you know
Right.
that. You can't trademark a recipe.
Really?
No.
Did not know that.
So they keep the recipe like under wraps. Like, you know, the
Kind of like the whole Bimbo bread thing. Remember
Yes.
that? Way
yes.
back.
Only two people
Or
can
those
know the
were-
recipe.
What was that? That was the Thomas English Muffins.
Thomas English Muffins. Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. The only two people can know it, and only two, whatever. Can't ride in the car together in case you both die, so on and so forth. Keep in a lockbox at the trust company
Sure.
in Atlanta.
Okay.
Well, one of your favorite podcasts, This American Life,
Yep.
has
With
claimed.
Ira, whatever.
Yes, Ira Glass
Glass.
has announced that they think they have discovered the recipe for original Coca-Cola.
How? On the interwebs or what?
Kind of. I did some research, okay? The secret flavoring is a component called Merchandise 7X, which sounds like something James Bond would
Yeah.
do. But what the staff happened of the show's staff came upon an article from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which is the newspaper in Atlanta, from 1979.
Oh, okay.
Shakedown 1979,
Okay.
Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah, February 8th, in which they talked about a book that was found that had was friend of John Pemberton's that had a recipe listed prominently in it.
Just
And they-
a recipe like
Well, a lot of
for-
recipes, but the prominent ones were the one they think is for Coca-Cola, including the recipe for the infamous product Merchandise 7X.
So that item has its own recipe.
Yeah. And you use that you use the 7X in the syrup.
Which is interesting because so it's actually a recipe in a recipe, which makes
Yes.
it more secure.
And more recipe-tastic.
Right.
You can read the recipe at BigDavidCompany.com. It's up
Okay.
right now. But I can read it to you right now.
Yeah, did it have anything surprising in it? That's
It had some weird stuff,
okay.
including some stuff I've never heard of. We'll start with the recipe. I'll start with the Merchandise 7X recipe.
Okay.
Okay. Kona the Wonder Puppy is harassing me in ways that aren't even. Okay, so here's the recipe. We'll start with 7X because it's Merchandise 7X, and I want to know what Bond is taking. You use 2 ounces of flavor for every 5 gallons of syrup that you're
Okay.
making.
Okay.
8 ounces of alcohol. Just as alcohol. Doesn't say what kind, just as alcohol.
Okay.
Okay.
So probably like a non-flavored, like a
Yeah.
Alcohol.
20 drops of orange oil.
okay.
30 drops of lemon oil. 10 drops of nutmeg oil.
Weird.
The oils that they use. 5 drops of coriander, which I always thought was a spice. I didn't know you could get in drop form.
Well, probably coriander must be like the, just like vanilla is actually a bean.
Yeah. 10 drops of neroli.
What the hell's that?
I have no clue.
thought you would have
I
done some research.
did. I looked it up on the Wikipedia, and it said it was related to some other thing I didn't know. So neroli. It's a bitter orange extract. or
Okay, so it's some sort of plant or
Yeah.
something.
and 10 drops of cinnamon. So
Okay.
that's 7X. That's Merchandise 7X. Go make it at home right now. Now, you use that in addition to the rest of the recipe, which I have somewhere here. Ready? Here's the recipe for the actual stuff.
Okay.
3 drams USP of fluid extract of cocoa. So you need liquid cocoa extract. You need 3 drams of it, whatever a dram is.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Good luck finding a dram.
Good luck. Just get your dram scoop out
Right,
of the
get
thing.
your dramometer. You may have to have a turbo-encabulator to even measure.
To measure a dram, I think
Yeah.
so, yeah. You have to run it through a flux capacitor.
Right, because it was like cardinal dram meters. wasn't
Yes. So 3 drams, USP, I don't know what that means.
Huh.
It's 3 ounces of citric acid. That's the stuff that cleans your bumpers.
it? Okay.
1 ounce of caffeine.
Okay.
30 somethings of sugar. I'm guessing grams or ounces.
Okay.
They couldn't read it
Oh, okay.
in the picture because there was an actual photograph of the thing in the
Oh.
Journal, a photograph of the book. 2.5 gallons of water, 2 pints of lime juice, which is 1 quart for those of you who are into conversion.
Okay.
It actually says 2 pints, 1 quart, but they're the same thing. So I'm guessing 1 ounce of vanilla, and this is not vanilla Coke, this is original, and 1.5 ounces or more of caramel, and that's mostly for color.
Interesting.
So caramel, vanilla, lime juice. So it gives Coke its special.
Huh.
And this recipe's all messed up because this is 2.5 gallons of water you put in, but then you use the 7X flavor, 2 ounces for 5 gallons of syrup.
Wow.
So it's all like cryptically done.
Right. You have to do your math. Which
yeah.
I'm not good at the math.
No, I don't do it, man.
Pay no attention to the time meter, by the way.
I just noticed that.
Yeah. Just pay no attention to that.
Okay.
Because
I'm
it's
glad
all
you must have
screwed
seen.
up.
Did my eyes get
Yeah.
really big?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this. A little explanation for the company.
Yeah.
We have a studio set up where I can see what on a computer screen.
can see what I can see.
What Mike is technically producing. And one of the reasons we do that is because I have certain cues that I sometimes hit.
Right. And we need to stay around the 30
We need
minute
to stay
mark.
around the 30-minute mark. We try to be, in a range. And I look to see how we're doing, and I see it passing like 3:30 and like 3:35, and I'm
Right.
going,
Yeah.
huh?
Huh? And I knew that you were thinking that as soon as you looked at the screen. So I just said, don't pay no
I
attention.
thought I did pretty good. Usually I stop.
I know.
I just come to a complete halt. Like I see something I don't understand, and there's just dead air.
It's because we're
and
professionals.
I'm like,
We're professionals.
I turned into that lady who was on the Emmy,
Saw that.
or the was it the Oscars?
Who just was she must have been
gibberish,
just about to
couldn't
pass
say all
out.
of her words. She never passed out. I was reading about her today. she sat down, and the paramedics came, and they did stuff. All her vitals were fine.
Maybe her blood sugar was real low or something.
All her vitals were fine, and they didn't admit her to the hospital.
Maybe she just got done taking a hot
A
load.
CBS staffer drove her home as a precaution. A lot of people thought she had a mini stroke or something,
Sure.
but a lot of neurologists looked at it and was like, she needed to go to the fucking hospital.
Yeah.
You retarded.
Exactly.
So usually I do that, but I didn't today. But you caught me. It was a way to technically produce. We should get you one of those boards so you can write me messages without having to.
Yeah, we have a very elaborate computer system.
But we have no way to send messages.
With multiple computers and this huge soundboard. Do you think we could send a message to one another?
No, we have to have one of those whiteboards you write on like we're in a studio or something.
With all this equipment in here, I think we could do some messaging.
So
Maybe not.
One of the
I could
coolest things
TXT you.
you could. I could open a new Word document and type things.
Type it in there.
I should tell you today, a new Coke recipe brought to you by Jerry Curl Light. You want your curls with just a little less Jerry? Try Jerry Curl Light. Comes with the special gloves and an applicator comb. That's Jerry Curl Light. Just a little curl, baby.
That's their slogan?
Yep.
Just a little.
Try
curl,
just
baby.
a little curl, baby.
And does it say it in that sultry,
no,
sexy
I just
voice?
assumed. I use my.
'Cause you gave me a slow roaster by doing that.
I know. I use my abilities as a newsreader and an advertiser to do that. Also brought to you by the good folks at Morningwood Estate. Go online now for details on how you can pay $7 to help Morningwood Estate get in the Guinness Book of World Records at the Morningwood Estate Winter Snowball. That's Morningwood Estate.
Wake up with Morningwood.
That's all I really have for today.
That's okay. It'll be a little short today. No big deal.
So you go get your McWedding with Coke. I actually found out when I was researching this something called Open Cola.
What's that?
It was developed to be a like an aid, so people understood open software, and they published this cola recipe and made up all this cola and said, "Here's the recipe. It's open.
Wow.
And you can
Adjust it.
You can make it on your own, and you can adjust it and modify
Kind
it.
of a cool idea.
Yeah." But apparently it became more popular than the software, so you could actually go out and make the open. You can sell it if you want to.
Huh. Interesting.
The only thing is if you modify it, you have to like post it, or there's some
Sure.
rules to modifying
Sure.
it. But yeah, you can modify the open Coke, and it's very similar to the Coca-Cola recipe. Not exact, but it's very similar.
Interesting.
Yeah, Open Cola, it's called.
Huh.
So
Very, very cool.
anyway, that's all we have for this week. Go online to Morningwood Estates. I have to say it 3 times, so
I
I
know.
slipped that last one in
That's
there.
all right.
Is there anything you want to say to the folks before?
Wake up with Morningwood?
Yes. Wake up with Morningwood. Go online to find out about their stuff. Go
You
online.
can even send a postcard now.
Yes.
They're accepting postcards.
Postcards via U.S. mail.
Correct.
Go online to Twitter. Follow us there, Big Dave and Co. Go online to Facebook. Follow us there, Big Dave and Company. Go online to our online store and buy things. Summer's coming. You need new
Call
t-shirts.
us. Just give us a phone call.
Send us emails.
Sure.
Tell us all about your McWedding with
Stop
Coke.
by the corporate headquarters.
Worldwide headquarters.
Whatever.
Send us an email at podcast@bigdavidcompany.com.
Yeah, there's lots of different methods.
Lots of different ways to get a hold of us. We love to have your emails. Love to have you buy stuff. Love to have you follow us. We love to have you
We love the
us.
gifts that you send us.
That being said, this is on behalf of all my company and the people who are peeping in the windows. This is Big Dave saying thanks for listening, and we hope to see you next week. Next week on a very special Big David Company podcast to honor Black History Month, I'm going to read the entire podcast in my NPR voice.
What does that have to do with Black History Month?
I have no idea, but there's got to be some black people who listen to NPR.
It didn't last long enough. Very much like your sex life.
Except there's much less weeping, much less crying and shame.